What's up, everybody? Electric Infamous here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a pure rogue and what I really think about this playstyle. I made a previous video about the Shadowcaster playstyle. You know, you're using some finesse abilities along with some sorcery, and it's really cool. I really like that aspect and the concept of it. But in my own personal opinion, um, it can be very overpowered. I mean, any kind of playstyle you do in this game is pretty overpowered in terms of what skills and abilities that you want to pertain to with your character and your playstyle, what you're trying to do. But as I previously mentioned, I want to talk a little bit more about a pure rogue because okay, I think maybe it has to do with the fact that I played so much Skyrim in the past. I still play it from time to time, and I'm nothing but an archer assassin build. I go either with a Khajiit in Skyrim or Wood Elf because they excel more into the archery thing. But anyways, I'm veering just a little off topic here, but it kind of falls a little bit short, or falls in a little bit close into the rogue here in a matter of perspective in Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning through the compatibility through the PlayStation 5 digital, preferably for me, anyways. But anyways, the reason why I decided to go more pre-rogue this time is because of the fact that like I said, for me, it's just something that it just feels right to me. It's always been my preferred play style, regardless of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning or Skyrim per se, because it's just so cool, man. I mean, you're using different types of abilities, and that's what makes it even more awesome and more cool in that regard. So here's what I'm going pretty much with everything. I leveled up to 40, and so I pretty much entered all the abilities that I'm going to be working on. Whether if it's poisons or just archery or just stealth, particularly. And the stealth in this game is definitely one of the best, in my opinion, in a game like this. I mean, yeah, the stealth game, and or the stealth mechanics in its own right in the Elder Scrolls games, particularly like in Skyrim or in Oblivion, they're really good though too. But I really think that Kingdoms of Amalur does a really good job in terms of the stealth mechanics in this game because it kind of has a little bit of that what do they call it, kill cam system, like for what Skyrim does. And as you can see here, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit different. I guess I'm just kind of a little bit more monotone, but my apologies on that. And this is what I mean by the stealth in this game, dude. It's broken. It's completely busted, and it has to do with your abilities though too. And what's really nice about the ability, not just about your abilities though, it has to do with your armor. And when you have the proper armor, no matter what level it is, whether if you're like doing the critical hit damage or you have like +3 to your finesse abilities, you have that, and then on top of that, you have the critical hit damage on your chest piece. You have the critical hit damage on my gloves, plus the chance to critical hit for 7%. Okay? Then you have, on top of that, you have 5% critical hit damage, and then you have 18% plus critical hit damage with physical. And then on the feet, you have 5% critical hit damage, plus via 18% critical hit damage with physical as well. And then not really much on top of that with your shield, because your shield is only going to be one of your type of backups, as it were, if you were to want to block. Okay. But what I'm saying is that with all this gear that I have on for my character, I'm telling you, dude, you're going to be doing fuck tons of damage, especially in stealth mode or even through combat. I mean, it's ridiculous of how much damage you can do. It's amazing. No matter if you're playing, it doesn't matter what difficulty that you're playing the game on. If you're playing it on casual or on hard, dude, you're still gonna do a surmountable amount of damage because it has to do with the abilities or the buffs that you have on your gear. And it also has to do with what's on your weapons as well. And here's another thing for my weapons. I have the Eyes of Turnok. I do 42 physical damage, I do 42 piercing damage, I do 25 fire damage, 15 burning damage over 5 seconds, and then 37 poison damage over 5 seconds. That shit is ridiculous. And then on top of that, I made this bow, of course, but I call it Shadow Strike because it just sounds so cool, especially if you're going pure finesse. You know, you're being that ultimate badass rogue Nightblade-ish type of thing. It's really cool. So I'm doing 88 physical damage, 40 piercing damage, 5% chance to critical hit, and then plus 18% critical hit damage with physical. And then I'm doing some ice damage with some freezing damage over 3 seconds. And then I'm also doing 7% damage on top of the critical hit, and on top of your physical damage that you're doing, and on top of the physical and piercing as well. That's just like a surmountable of damage that it's insane of how much you can do. It's insane. It's ridiculous. And the reason why I'm not leveling up anymore is because once you finish the main game of Kingdoms of Amalur, and then once you get into basically the Fatesworn DLC, because I ended up getting the Fatesworn edition for this game, the level cap is now 50, and so that's because the Fatesworn DLC is completely different. And from what I understand, I heard it's really cool. I like the way. For what I understand, with the story wise, I heard it's like really cool. It's really robust. I've heard it just looks phenomenal. I mean, I didn't really watch much on the video of it because I didn't want to spoil myself. But anyways, that's gonna be completely whole and entirely different. So yeah. And I made a previous video in terms of, talking a little bit about the factions in this game. So go ahead and watch that video and see what you think, and please leave some likes or comments or questions that you might have on my channel, man, because I would really like to get a different perspective on other people's opinions. It's kind of fun how that works. Oh man, but anyways, this is Electric Infamous here. I thought I'd just keep in touch and just make this quick video, but please leave a like, comment, question that you might have, and I'll chat with you guys later. Peace.